Welcome, welcome, beautiful women, and thank you for being here today. I have the absolute pleasure of being able to offer you this eclipse ritual, and it's such a potent time, these eclipse seasons, and the opportunity that we have to be able to really intentionally move through these portals of transformation, of change and growth, so that we can start to co-create the life that we're living and harness the supportive energy of the planets and the stars and all of those unseen forces that are helping us in these ways of inner transformation. So today I'm excited to offer a 3-part journey with you. And the way I invite you to use this video and this connection is to really feel into where you're at and what you need the most, and pause as you go along when you need a little more time and space to write, to explore. We will be doing some writing exercises, so I invite you to have a journal or a diary with you. And there'll also be an opportunity for an embodied movement practice, one that can really help loosen and shake up some of the older stories and things that are no longer serving, so that you can then move into the final kind of writing, explorative practice, which is really about cultivating the energy that you want to be calling forth or stepping forward with into this next cycle, into this next year. So I invite you to use this video in the way that serves you the most, pausing when you need to. You may do it in separate blocks, but I really invite you, if you can, to segment out at least an hour and a half, probably an hour and 45 minutes, to really go deep with this practice and to do it all as one. Because what I find personally is that if we do so much of our journaling practice in our heads, we're really only getting one aspect of what is there on offer. So when we start this practice together today, we'll begin with a bit of a gentle arriving practice, some writing, and then the movement and embodiment element is a really important way of being able to get out of your head, to drop down into your body, to really connect in to spirit and source, that deeper place of truth within, so that as we venture into this co-creating, manifesting time towards the end, we're moving from that place of deep soul guidance rather than having thought it all through on a head level. So that's my invitation to you, and I invite you to use these series of videos in a way that serves you the most. Excited to share this journey with you. If you have a moment now, take this opportunity to create a safe, sacred space for yourself. That may involve clearing some room for movement, getting a journal and pen ready, maybe a cup of tea, a bottle of water. If you need privacy or headphones, all of these things, just take this opportunity now to prepare the space to support you on this nourishing exploration. And that'll be different for all of us. You may like to light a candle or have a few crystals around the space, Take it as far as you like with embellishments, but really make this space safe and supportive for you for this next bit of time that we have to share together. So I invite you now to find yourself into a comfortable position. Wherever that is, the invitation is for you to really begin to arrive here and now in this moment. So breathing in and finding your connection to your body, whatever way serves you or feels most natural for you to do that today. You may begin by noticing your breath, allowing that flow of conscious life force to move in and out of you, as an invitation to drop down with the breath into your body. You may be beginning to feel into the space beneath you, those touch points where your body is being held and supported by the space beneath. And if it feels right, you may like to close your eyes, allowing the busyness and distraction of the world around you to just slowly dissolve as you turn your energy inward. Perhaps closing your eyes is not right for you today, so I invite you just to find a fixed place for you to be able to soften your gaze. So just stare in and through. Again, slowly turning your awareness inward. Breathing. Allowing yourself to drop down and in with every breath. Perhaps if it feels right, allowing a gentle, audible exhale, softening, opening the space around the heart. And letting your breath be an invitation to sink a little deeper into that space beneath you. So perhaps on the exhale, just dropping down, becoming a little heavier in your bones, really giving yourself full permission to rest into that feeling of being held and supported. Resting, breathing, gathering in all of the threads that have been out in the world, all of the bits and pieces that you have been doing, just gathering all of that which has been, drawing it in, coming to rest right here, right now. Perhaps noticing where your thoughts are in this moment, observing and noticing them as they come and they go. Perhaps feeling any kind of texture or quality of your thoughts. Just noticing, welcoming all that is there for you in your mind today, right now, into this space. Feeling into your emotional body and noticing any feelings that are there on the surface or just underneath. Just welcoming them and embracing them, giving them full permission to be here and now with you. And then listening deeply into the physical body, what is there for you, any sensations. Perhaps a gentle invitation to soften the shoulders down the spine, to breathe, to allow gravity to draw you down and in. Perhaps noticing if there's any places of tension in your body, just becoming aware of them, breathing into them, welcoming them into this full experience of who you are right now in this moment. Being with that awareness and just allowing what is to be. And sinking down even deeper now, deeper, further down into the earth, into that connection and place where you are held, supported, resting. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just here, right now. In this very precious moment that you have to be with yourself. And it's from this place, of deep connection and support that we begin to open your mind's eye, opening up to the memories of this time last year. Just like in the movies when you see a montage with lots of little scenes and memories passing by with music in the background, I'd like you to imagine all that you have seen and experienced in this last 12 months. So going back to this time last year, where were you? How were you? What was happening in your life? Opening up to those memories and then slowly welcoming any memories of the significant moments between that time last year and now. Welcoming in any order those memories to fill your mind's eye. Considering how you've grown. Perhaps remembering some of the adversities that you have overcome. Feeling into some of the ways that you may have been broken. And aware of all of the ways that you have been rebuilt, reprogrammed, awakened. Taking a moment to feel the essence of all that has led you to where you are right now, here in this moment. And if it feels right for you, perhaps just allowing the corners of your mouth to lift up a little, a soft smile, as you think about all that you have journeyed with. Welcoming the jewels, the wisdom, the learnings, the beautiful growth that has unfolded. You are constantly shedding your skin, revealing new, beautiful layers of the divine being that you are, of the radiance that is under the surface. And the solar eclipse is an opportunity to propel this next chapter of your life. So what kind of story do you want to write? You are co-creating this life. You have the ability to choose your own adventure. I invite you, if you have your journal there, just to pick that up with as much ease as possible. Really maintaining this deep connection to your body, to your breath, to whatever stillness has revealed itself in this little moment of being here and arriving. And with your journal in hand, let's begin to explore where you are right now. So for this practice, I'd like to explore 4 key areas of your life: your health, your wealth, your love, and your sense of self. Let's begin with health. On the top of your paper, begin with the words, "My health is," and let the words flow out onto the paper, whatever words want to follow. See if you can avoid thinking too much about this. It's not an answer to a question. It's a conscious stream of words flowing through you from this place of deep connection to your center. Anytime you find yourself pausing or not sure what to write next, just come back to those first words. My health is. Now I invite you to take as long as you need to write here, but I will give you a few moments, and if you need longer, please press pause. So just feeling into that. If there's words still flowing effortlessly, you may like to pause this video now. Press play when you're ready. Otherwise, breathing for a moment, perhaps allowing a gentle audible sigh. And now feeling into the quality of your health right now. How do you feel in the context of health? And starting with your pen and paper on the page, starting with the words, I am. What qualities, what feelings are there when you think about your health right now? How do you feel about your health right now? Perhaps letting those words fall onto the paper. Let them move through you, And if you need more time, feel free to press pause. Otherwise, letting your pen come to some form of completion, taking a nice full breath in, and if it feels right and audible, releasing, exhale. Now starting to feel into the aspect of your life that is wealthy. What comes to mind when you think about wealth? Where are you right now when it comes to wealth? And I invite you on your page to begin with the words, "My wealth is," and let the words continue to flow. And if you're needing more time to continue, if those words are still pouring through you, take a moment to press pause now. Otherwise, letting the words fall away, letting your pen come to a pause and just breathing in and releasing down and out with the exhale. And starting to really feel into what feelings are there, what emotions, what state of being are you cultivating when it comes to wealth in your life right now. Feel into that, and when you're ready with your pen and journal, begin by "I am." And let the words move through you effortlessly. They may be qualities, feelings, state of being. How do you feel about your current experience of wealth? And if you need more time, feel free to press pause. Otherwise, letting those words find their place of completion on the page. Taking a moment to breathe in, filling your whole being with gratitude for the wealth. And exhale, releasing down and out. Beautiful. So starting to open up now to the area of love, the feelings and experiences of love in your life right now. Whatever stories are there around love for you right now. And beginning on your page with the words, "My love is." My love is. words come through you. Very little thought, no filtering, no editing, just let them come. No need to question. And when you're ready, if you're still writing, press pause. Otherwise, letting those words fall away, letting your breath be a way of releasing that story, whatever was there for you. And starting to feel into the quality of your emotional being. When you think about where love is at in your life right now, what qualities are there for you? What essence of love do you feel? What feelings come up when you think about your love life and love in your life? And beginning on the page with I am. Letting those words come through with compassion and kindness. No judgment here. And letting that come to a close. And if it's still just moving through you, let that be. Press pause. Finding completion if that feels right for you, and allowing that energy to rise up with your breath. And let go with your exhale. Now moving into your sense of self. What is your sense of self like right now in your life? What is that relationship with yourself like? What is your sense and idea of self like right now? And on the page, beginning with the words, my sense of self is. No holding back here. Let the words come through, even if there's something that's niggly or you're unsure. And if you find yourself stumbling, come back to those first words. My sense of self is. Let them lead you wherever they lead you. Whatever tangents those stories take you down, just let them go there. Let the words come through. And if you're still writing, feel free to hit pause. Otherwise, if it feels right for those words to just find their own natural ending, just letting the pen come to a pause, breathing in the fullness of all of that insight and guidance, and releasing down and out with your breath as you exhale. And then feeling into your sense of self. What does your sense of self feel like right now? What qualities are there for you in that relationship with your sense of self? And when you're ready, on your page, beginning with the words I am, any of those qualities or feelings that are there, just let them fall through onto the page. Letting any of those words come to completion, or taking a moment to pause if you need more time. Taking a nice full breath in to all that has come up and all that is present for you, and then just on a soft exhale, letting go. Letting go, letting any emotions, any feelings continue being in motion, letting them transform into whatever they need to become. And if it feels right, another exhale with an audible sound just to soften and open the heart space. So that is the end of this first part of this beautiful ritual. The next offering is a movement practice, and I really invite you, if you have the time now, to go there from this place of deep connection to the center of your being, and with the full awareness of all that is moving in you and in your life right now. So the invitation is to pause the video. You'll find a link to the Spotify playlist, which is just short of an hour's worth of music that will take you from almost stillness up into a movement practice that will allow you to really shake loose any of the stories that are there that just, they don't resonate for you anymore. They're not vibing at a frequency that is high enough for who you are becoming. And a beautiful way to really lean into this movement practice is you may like to go back and circle some of the key words that have come through in this journaling practice, without filtering, just the significant words that stand out to you. And there's no judgment here. You may find that some of those key words are challenging words. They're words that represent aspects of your life that you're not vibing with, that you're not connecting to anymore, that you're embarrassed of or ashamed of or angry about. Just honor these words as they appear on the page to you as an insight, as a jewel. Circle them, acknowledge them. And in this dance, give space for them. Let them come up into your awareness as you're moving, and give them space. How do they feel? How do they want to move? Where do you feel them in your body? These are the inquiries that we use through embodied movement practice to be able to give space for energy to transform. So taking those words, whether they're light-hearted, uplifting, inspiring qualities, or ones that you are really jarring and finding your challenging parts of yourself with, just honor them for all that they are with very little judgment. You don't even need to label them as good, bad, or divine. Just circle them and let these words bubble up through your awareness as you're dancing, as you're moving. And really invite that awareness of where does this word sit in my body? How do I feel this? Where do I feel it in my body? And how does this part of me, how does this bit of my story want to move? How does it want to be released? Where does it want to go? Use the movement practice in this way. Harness the energy of the music to invoke the feelings, the emotions, and the release of anything that is no longer needed. And then also welcome that sense of replenishing, renewing, cleansing energy through the music as well. That which helps you to connect to what you're wanting to cultivate in your being. That which is good, that which is loving, that which is filled with the richness of your life right now. Celebrate that as your dance slowly descends from the release back down into what is true, what is here, what is now. Coming to rest in that place of deep allowing of all that is right now. Accepting that what is happening right now is absolutely perfect for you, for where you are, for who you are becoming. It is absolutely right. So using that movement practice to really open up the expansiveness of this exploration on a body level, on a deep connection with your emotions, your body, and calling in spirit into the dance. Really connecting to the center of yourself and letting that form of expression moving in and out of your being be wordless. The kind of expression that comes from the depths of your truth and needs no words. So when you're ready, pause this video, find the playlist, set up your space so that you can move on the floor, around the room. Give yourself as much space as you can to be creative and full of expression in your body. And when you're ready, come back to this point in the video and we'll get ready for the next journaling and deepening inquiry. So coming back to rest in your body, into this well of stillness that resides within when we give ourselves these opportunities to pause and listen. Connecting in with your breath, perhaps if it feels right, allowing that audible exhale to help you release down, to drop your weight down in your body, to connect into that space beneath you, to feel held and supported by the earth. Breathe into that connection. Breathe into that deep knowing that everything is absolutely perfect just as it is right now, and that you are fully supported. This next little part of the ritual is an opportunity for us to begin manifesting, opening up to the energies that we are wanting to cultivate in our life. They may be energies that we're already experiencing and we would like to have more consistency there or more of that energy. They may be stories that we want to completely rewrite, start afresh. So the invitation is to consider what kind of energy that you want to invoke or emphasize or inspire. And we're going to begin with that area of health in your life. So what kind of energy do you want to invoke, empower, inspire, awaken into your health in this next coming year? If you have your journal there, you may like to write down 3 to 5 different qualities or states of being that will support you. So as you feel into what you are wanting to cultivate in the area of health and how you feel in your healthful being, what does that look like? What does that image look like? What does it sound like? Bring that image to mind. So you may like to imagine that you are looking at a big cinema screen in front of you, and that on that screen is you, and you're doing something. There is a scene for you there. This is you when you are experiencing the state of health that you are really wanting to cultivate in this next period of time. Imagine that scene. Where are you? What kind of environment are you in? What do you see there? Put yourself in that image like you're watching yourself on the screen. How are you and what are you doing in that space? Bring the image to mind as vivid and as real as you can. This is you experiencing the optimum state of health that you are wanting to call in. And now start to feel into those qualities. What feelings are there when you have this experience? How do you feel when you are experiencing this quality of health in your life? Let those feelings fill you up. Perhaps breathe into each feeling. Breathe into that quality. Expand into it. Let the image become fuller and more vivid with every breath and with every feeling that uplifts you, that supports you. And now imagine that image and the whole screen is starting to drift up into the space above you. And we're going to imagine that screen, we're sending that screen out into the future. So imagine that screen floating through space in whatever way feels natural to you. We're going to send it out through your timeline all the way out into the future. And we're going to find that perfect moment in time for you to be able to let that visual image drop down into the timeline. So dropping down into your future. And it's going to be at that precise moment where you need it the most. And when you experience it, you're going to remember this moment where you created that experience, where you have written this part of the story. So sending that image out into the future, dropping it down in whatever visual way feels right to you, letting it land down into the future, stamping that moment in time into your experience, filling it with the breath, filling it with the feelings that come with it, giving it life. Breathing it out, giving it life, and letting it slowly drop down, 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 landing in that timeline, and then coming back to be here and now in your body, coming back to the breath, coming back to this moment. Perhaps you've got a drink there. If you have a cup of tea or a glass of water, taking a moment now to just have a little drink. Opening your eyes, taking in the space around you. Breathing, perhaps that audible exhale again, just to, yes, a big smile if there's one there in you. Letting that go, beautiful. And we're going to do a similar process now again. So when you feel ready, and if you need more time for that practice, please press pause and just take your time really bringing that imagery to life, imagining that scene of your health and beautiful state of being floating out into the future. Take your time with that. If you need more time, press pause. Otherwise, when you're ready, closing your eyes again. This time bringing to mind the image of your wealth. What kind of energy do you want to invoke or emphasize and inspire in the area of wealth, the aspects of wealth in your life? What kind of image comes to mind? What does it look like? What does it look like when you are cultivating the wealth in your life in the ways that uplift you and support you the most? Bring that image to mind. Bring that image to mind and notice what you are saying, what you are doing. Where are you? Let's bring up that cinema screen again out in front of you. Bring the vivid scene to mind. What are you doing? When you think about and experience this image of your wealth in the future, let's bring that into vivid imagery. Where are you? What are you doing? What are you saying or what are you hearing? Put yourself in that image. See yourself vividly in this image. What are you doing? How do you look? And now start to really feel into that energy. How do you feel when you are cultivating this quality of wealth in your life? How does it feel in your being? Give that feeling breath. Really breathe into that. Breathe into that sensation as you see yourself experiencing this quality state of wealth in your life. Breathe into it, expand into those feelings, let them uplift you. Those feelings are going to support you to experience this amazing moment in time. Let this scene become as vivid and as real as you can. Every breath, giving it more and more life, more and more feeling, more and more aliveness. And as that scene becomes full and real, start to imagine that screen in front of you starting to float up. And with every breath, as you breathe in the feelings that you are having as you experience this moment on the screen. Exhale. Imagine blowing that video, that screen in front of you, blowing it out into the future, sending it up, floating into the air, up above your timeline, out into a future moment where you are ready to have that experience. And then allowing that visual, allowing that screen to slowly drop down, floating its way like a falling leaf down into the future, landing on a special day in a special moment. And it's going to be in that moment that you have this experience, and you're going to remember right now when you created it, when you began writing this story. And then from that moment, stamp it down, let that moment be real, let it be there. And when you're ready, breathing back, coming all the way back into your body. Back into now, back into your breath and your connection with the earth beneath you. Opening your eyes, breathing and releasing. Perhaps with a smile if that feels right. Beautiful. Having a little sip on your water or your cuppa if there's one there for you. Letting that go. Being here, being now. And if you need more time with that practice, please pause the video. Be with it in its fullness. And be ready to let it go too. Once it's there, once you've put it out into the future, let it go. Let it go. It is done. But pause if you need to as we get ready for our next beautiful manifesting creation. So when you're ready now, closing your eyes again. This time, bringing to mind the kind of energy that you want to invoke and emphasize, inspire, and empower into your love life. What does that look like when you think about the image of your love life in the coming year? And it could be the love in your life. It doesn't have to be your love life. Just the love in your life. What does that look like? And bring to mind an image on a screen in front of you. Start to really see the scene, the environment that you're in. Perhaps noticing the people that might be there in the space around you. Bring that image to mind with as much vivid and aliveness as possible. And then put yourself in that image. Where are you in that image? Where are you in this vision of your love and your love life? And what are you doing? What are you saying? What are you hearing? Bring this image to mind with the clearest picture. And now start to imagine how you feel when you cultivate this quality of love in your life. How does it feel in your being to see, to experience, to have this quality of love in your life? Feel that. Give breath to that feeling. Really allow those feelings to expand in you. Maybe filling you with a smile as well. Let every breath, as you breathe in the fullness of the feelings that you have when you are cultivating this quality of life. Let them expand and grow in you. Let every breath and every feeling that arises, let it fill the screen and make that image even more brighter and more fuller. You on this screen living the fullness of this loving moment. Give it breath, give it life, give it aliveness. And then when that image is at its fullest potential for the future, let's give it a full breath. Send that image, send the screen out into the future, floating on the winds of timeline, out into the future, out into the perfect moment when you need to have this experience. Let that moment drift down and land softly into the future, finding its right, perfect moment for you and letting it land. Letting it land and knowing that when you have this experience in your life, you are going to remember this moment when you created it. And letting it stamp down, boom, there it is. It will be. And when you're already coming back to now, coming back to your body and your connection with the earth. Breathing, exhaling, opening your eyes. Yes. Taking a moment now, have a little drink if that feels right. Pausing if you need more time. And letting it go, letting all of that go. It is done. You may even like to have a little shake. Sometimes I like to have a little shake between all of these moments of magical creation. Beautiful. So if you need a little more time, please pause. Otherwise, we're going to get ready for this next little part. So if you're ready, closing your eyes, breathing, dropping down into your connection with the earth, feeling your bones settling down and deeper. And when you're ready, bringing to mind the screen in front of you and starting to imagine what kind of energy you're wanting to invoke, emphasize, and inspire in your connection to your sense of self. So starting to bring to mind an image of you, feeling into this energy that you're cultivating. How are you wanting to see your sense of self, your relationship with yourself in the next year? What does that look like? What kind of environment are you in? What kind of scene is there, and what people might be with you? As you feel into that sense of connection with yourself, what kind of energy are you wanting to cultivate there? And let that be the scene that plays out in front of you. How is this scene and this environment supporting your connection with your sense of self? Bring that to mind. Give it life. Give it breath. Put yourself in that scene. What are you doing in this space? What are you doing? What are you saying? What are you hearing? Imagine that scene. Imagine you in a moment in time where you are deeply connected and cultivating the kind of energy you want to cultivate in your relationship with your sense of self. And now start to feel into that moment. What does it feel like when you have this quality of connection with yourself? What does it feel like to sense yourself in this way? Give breath to those feelings, give energy to those feelings. As you breathe in, let those feelings expand in you. Let them expand in through you and make the vision of this image more vibrant, more alive, more real. This is you in the fullest connection with yourself, celebrating, feeling that energy rising, growing, becoming more and more alive in you, giving that breath, giving that energy, bringing life into this moment of you in connection with your sense of self, breathing, giving it life, giving it fullness. And now when you're ready, sending that image, sending that screen out with your breath into the future, letting that vision of you move out into the future, floating along your timeline, out into the moment where it is perfect and right for you to have this experience. And then watching that vision, watching that screen slowly drift down, 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 dropping down into your timeline, into that absolutely perfect moment for you to have this experience with your sense of self. Letting it land, letting it fall down and lock into the future. And it's in this moment that you're going to have this experience in its fullness, in its richest fullness of experience. And you're going to remember this moment where you created it. And then you're going to come back when you're ready, all the way back to now, back into your body, back into your connection with the earth, back into your breath, back into right here, right now. Opening your eyes, having a little shake if that feels right, having a little sip of your water, your cuppa, pausing the video if you need more time, and really allowing yourself this opportunity now to just find your sit bones, find your connection with the space beneath you. Finding a gentle smile if there's one there. Breathing into the fullness of your being. And settling into this moment right here, right now. Settling into a feeling of gratitude. What are you most grateful for right now? Feel into that. Connect into that. Breathe into that feeling of gratitude. Let it bring a smile to your face. Let it lift your spirits. Breathing in gratitude for all that is here right now, supporting you in your life right now. This precious moment that you've created for yourself in time. To all of the beautiful beings in your life that give you the space to be yourself. To all of the elements seen and unseen that are constantly there, holding you, guiding you, lifting you up. Giving deep bow of gratitude to all of those seen and unseen forces supporting you. Breathing in gratitude. Breathing out gratitude. And sending a ripple of that gratitude out into the world, imagining like a drop of water landing on a pond, ripple and wave after wave of gratitude, rolling out into the world around you, into all of the areas of your life, into all of the dark places, into all of the light places, into every little bit of your life. And all of the people and environments that you touch and connect with. Rippling gratitude out. Giving thanks for this magical experience that you are getting to have. The beautiful spiritual connection that you are cultivating, enriching, and dedicating your time to. And the amazing human experience that you are having with the roller coaster of emotions and connections and relationships. Giving gratitude to all of that. If it feels right, taking a hand to your heart or hands together in front of your heart and offering yourself a gentle bow, bowing to the light in you, bowing to the magnificence of your spiritual being, bowing to the beauty and wonder of your human being. The big heart, the little heart, all melting into one big heart right now, filled with love, filled with gratitude, a cup that is full. Blessings, dear one. I welcome you to share your experience, anything that has touched you, anything that you are feeling right now, any waves of gratitude that you want to share. This is a space where we can harness the energy of our intentions, put power to our words, have the support of like minds and like-hearted beings around us to share and help us uplift our intentions. So I welcome you to share an emoji, a word, anything that's rising up in you. And I bow deeply to you. I see the light in you, dear one, and it fills me with delight. Blessings on this eclipse. May you go gently into this new year, and may you cultivate your heart's deepest desires with the utmost ease. Blessings.